Hi everyone, Catherine McIntosh here with Listed, and I'm very pleased to say that today I'm with Áine Maly from Bosley Real Estate, and we're going to get to talk to her about her selling real estate and using Listed. And she was actually one of the first 5 people to get Listed back when we first had it out as a beta product. So I'm super excited to see what it's been like over the years that she's been using it. And she's an amazing seasoned agent, so I'm always excited to have a little bit of a talk about the market, how she does her business, and of course at the bottom you're able to download Listed and try it out yourself with Áine. So Áine, thank you so much for coming and talking with us today.
Pleasure.
You know that question in real estate that everybody asks, how did you get into the business and what did you do? I really loved how we talked about this initially, you know, where you were just saying that it's more about the relationship in terms of why you get into real estate.
Yeah, I got into real estate because I really liked real estate, and I liked people too. So I liked helping people, and it ticked every box basically. And that's the part I enjoy, helping.
Yeah, it cannot be understated how important it is to actually like what you do. Mm-hmm. And enjoy people.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine being able to do this job if those two elements weren't.
No, you have to love what you do because it's a tough business to be in, and it's not for everyone. So you really do have to enjoy it, and I do. It's good.
Yeah. Okay, that is so great. So that's the other thing is that's you know, from the realtor side, you know, you've got to love it. You've got to enjoy what you're doing and like people and just love real estate. People don't always love real estate. Some people love real estate. Like I think there's someone I want to ask you about who like was addicted to using Listed, and you know, if you love real estate, Listed is kind of addictive like that.
It's very addictive because it gives you information. The app gives you information that you're waiting for, and it you know, when you hear that ding whenever you get, it's like, is that it? Is that, am I going to get the answer now? And you quickly look and to see how much the house sold for. So it can be addictive, and even when you're not in the industry, it's just a fun thing to keep on top of. Like everyone wants to keep on top of real estate. Everyone talks about real estate at parties, at dinner parties, and you can join in if you have the app and keep on top of it.
That's right, because now you can be part of the conversation. And one of the things we wanted to do is it's such a high stress thing, real estate too, if you're looking to buy or sell. And so it needed to be more like social media, like looking at real estate to make it fun and easy to find what you want. At least kind of takes away from the intensity, perhaps.
Yeah, it's Listed is a colourful app. It's a fun, easy to use, enjoyable app, and I love. I have to cut now because so I just carry on.
Yeah.
Ask that again.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. You know, actually, so my real question is, it's one thing for a realtor who's in the business all the time, but you don't buy and sell a house every day. So unless you just love real estate and want to look at it all the time, it can be stressful. How does a person about to make a decision to buy something or sell something choose a realtor?
Oh, I think choosing a realtor I think it's simple, because I think you just have to find someone who's knowledgeable, and there's many knowledgeable realtors out there. The harder part is finding someone who you click with and you really trust. And that's just the important part, because you'll be spending a lot of time with them, and there'll be many ups and downs. And you just need to, it's very intimate, the relationship. You get to know a lot about the people you're helping. So really trusting them is the most important thing, and clicking with your agent is what you should be looking for.
Yeah, that brings me to another question I was going to ask you about, is there a memorable time or a moment? But when we were discussing that earlier, you actually brought up how many clients have sent you texts or updates in their kids or their own lives' most intimate moments. That speaks volumes.
Yeah, you kind of become part of the family, really. So all, every time there's kind of a new event in their life that they've in the house that you sold them. It could be the kid's first day at school, new baby, new addition, even new carpets. You'll get a photograph of, and it's really nice because they're still thrilled. They want to let you know they're still thrilled, and so it's fun. That part's fun.
That's
you
pretty
made
amazing.
A difference.
Yeah. You make friends in a way. You're connected for life in a sense because you might get your hair done or you might go to the doctor or whatever, but it's like real estate is this one odd profession where you're sort of joined at the hip.
You're joined at the hip. It's such a huge investment, and it's probably the largest investment that most people will ever make.
Yeah.
So it's important that it's done properly and with the right person.
And if I'm not wrong, that's part of what inspired you to get into real estate was you were out with a friend and they were getting helped and had a realtor, and you had an experience where you thought, wow, you need that trust, and you need to know someone's in your court.
Yeah, I guess I felt the person who I was with, the agent, wasn't invested in my close friend, and I thought they need to be. So I felt that I could be if it was me. I would be, not could be, but would be, because it is important. So that kind of got me into real estate.
That's amazing. And there's so many of the clients that you have. I know there's one client who loved their experience with you so much. Remember when I said, how did you get this client and this client and this client? And they had listed, but one client loved you so much they put a blog post out.
I didn't
even know.
I didn't even know, and that was funny. They because I was getting clients on my app and not registering privately. They were registering, and then I spoke to them when I eventually met these people and it's like, how did you actually get my app? And they said, oh, there was a blog online and had a lovely experience and they put your app there. And it's like, oh wow, and it's kind of funny because you don't know that's happening. So it's but it's great. Like it's great when that happens, and without listed, it wouldn't have happened because people can talk about you, but can they put a link directly to you with a very excellent application that they can use to find a home? So it's all part of the package and it works perfectly.
Exactly. They get you.
Yeah.
They get what they're interested in, and a tool that you can collaborate through to make it happen. It's like the conversation of what they're interested in with you connected to them.
Exactly. Works perfectly. It's a win-win.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Okay. So this is another one. Some people see a difference between working with buyers, working with sellers. But I find with you, there's not as much of a difference because you treat everyone the same way and you so deeply try to understand their needs and serve them. Do you see a difference between working with buyers and sellers, or what's your take on that?
I don't really see a difference between working with buyers and sellers because I think you're invested in both.
Yeah.
So you're invested in both. You need to have the same knowledge, really, information on what's selling, what's sold. So I don't see a difference between. It's a good service that you have to give both.
Yeah, and actually, is it sometimes where you're actually talking about both and doing both at the same time? Someone whether they're buying a second home or they're selling their current home to move up.
Yeah.
So they're actually involved in both sides of the transaction at the same time. Anyway, buying and
selling.
Yeah,
you're for sure. You're selling and maybe buying there, or they're buying the house and then selling their house. So it's very much linked, and also you're working with buyers and sellers at the same time. You know, different. You'll have a few buyers, you might have a seller, a couple of sellers.
Yeah.
So it's something you have to be familiar with both ends, and but nevertheless, the information is still the same. You need a ton of it. You just need to keep on top of the market all the time, and Listed does that for us without even trying. So yeah.
So that's made. Would you say that it's made you more efficient?
Oh, it's definitely made me more efficient. Like 100%. I like Listed to me is like almost having an assistant in my pocket, who literally just, when something happens, lets me know, and I just look and oh wow, and I put my assistant back in my pocket again. So it's fabulous.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I was going to ask you, do you use it every day? And
yeah, I don't use it every day. I literally use it every hour. I honestly don't know how agents can do without it.
Wow.
I couldn't do my job without Listed properly. It's just the information at your fingertips. It's just phenomenal. Like I just feel that I would be lost without it.
oh my gosh, I mean, that's so great to hear, because we wanted to make a tool that aligned the interests of agents and clients so they could work seamlessly together, with less stress and more quickly, and just be efficient, not quickly to get something done, but quickly so they don't miss a house or you don't miss an update.
Yeah.
And, could you live without Listed? That was my question. And
no, it's something that you get used to very quickly, having that information. So you couldn't go backwards. You couldn't go backwards and not have Listed. There would have to be something identical that I could use because I couldn't be without it. So I would, there's many things I can be without, but I feel Listed is one of them I couldn't.
wow, so, times go up and times go down in terms of economics and what people, agents particularly, are spending their money on. It's free for your clients, but it costs realtors who want to pay for Listed a price. I always recommend, if you're going to tighten the belt and reduce your expenses, it's the last thing that should go. What do you feel in terms of, people
100%, 100%. I feel as though we can get by without a lot, and Listed would be the absolute last thing I would get rid of if as an agent. I would have my phone and I would have Listed. And that would be all I need. Really. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is amazing. Well, since we're on that topic, what do you love most about it?
I guess I love the ease of use. I love that it's very much at my fingertips. I love the way I can keep connected with clients, existing clients, and also past clients. I can save a search of a very small area, and a client who I had a year or 2 years, I could put on their address, and it would just notify me if something sold in there, and I would send it to them. I said, oh, look what sold in your street. And it keeps you very, the relationship between yourself and your clients very maintained. Very easy.
Yeah.
There's no pressure. I'm sending you this, take a look at this, so it's fun.
That's so great, because, it's really a conversation. And I feel like before we had technologies that could keep us connected like that, you just lose the conversation, or you have to go out of your way to have it. So in a way, we felt like this should allow a person to do twice as much, but actually within the same effort. Because
yeah. I mean, with the time saved of not having to log on to your real estate board and to see what sold or what popped up that day, or what's been relisted, it just saves so much time. It just saves so much time sitting at a desk doing all that. You can do it from anywhere, and that's what I really, really like.
Well, I feel so honored that you have listed, because we ran into each other when I was visiting the Bosley Queen office, and I was up standing at the desk and you were beside me, and I don't know that I even would have spoke to you, but I knew you were an agent. You had paperwork there, and I took my Apple Watch and I said, did you see this? And you said, what? And I said, a listing just sold, and I know because I got an update here. And you said, what? And then we got you unlisted right away.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because when you start at the beginning, you just think it's another real estate app, but it's really not another real estate app. It really is another amazing real estate app that I feel as though in order to do the job properly, brokerages would almost be giving you the app, really, as part of, because it's just so useful. So
would it be fair to say it's a great competitive advantage for those agents who get it and share it?
It's a huge competitive advantage. Yeah, it's huge. In the you do a open house. When I do an open house, people come in and they may hear me talking about the app, and I'm looking on the app, and they'll say to me, "What app are you using?"
Yeah.
And so I say, "Oh, it's a listed app," and they ask for the information, and we verify that they don't have an agent, and I send them the link, and it's a very easy way of connecting with the person at an open house, because they don't, they don't want to give you their email address or start asking for, me asking them for information. So, but they're actually hugely benefiting, and they can see that they're benefiting because I showed them stuff, and this was what just sold, and so it's great for marketing.
That's fabulous. So it reverses where you want to get someone's information or give them your information, and now it gives them something where they're asking for it.
Yeah, they're asking for it. They're asking for my information. Yeah,
I love it.
Without realising it, though.
It's true.
Yeah,
that's true. It's so great because there's a couple agents who actually told me that they're using listed at their open house to sign people up. And that's the great thing, is that at every juncture, we're making sure that it does all the things organized real estate requires, right? Like when a person signs up, they can say, not my agent, invite their agent, or choose Áine, right? And so that's really nice. So you never need to worry as an agent, if you're sharing it or if your clients share it, that you're sending someone else your information when they already have an agent. I want to go back to the technology part, because I learned earlier when we were just chatting before we got our drinks that you love technology too. You've always loved technology.
I always loved technology, and I did say to you at the time that years ago when they brought the remote controls in for TV, maybe the 70s, I couldn't believe my brother went out that evening and didn't stay home to play with the remote control. Like I've always loved technology. I've always been fascinated with technology. So I love technology that makes life easier. I love anything that makes life easier, actually, but technology seems to do that. Yeah.
That's great. I think that's a great benefit to your clients, for you to see that and then offer it to them. I know there's some people that don't like technology. In fact, they almost fear technology. We did try to make listed so it's
very user-friendly.
Proof.
Yeah. It's so easy to use. I think anyone who does not like technology will still like listed. You have to give it a go.
Yeah.
Then you'll realise how easy it is.
Nice. Yes. I said to an agent who was scared of getting the app or using it herself, and I said, can you receive an email or a phone call or a text? And she said, yeah. I said, well, you're just going to give listed to your clients.
Yeah.
And whenever they see any property anywhere, they'll phone you, and you can answer the call or get the text or the email.
Yeah.
So that just turned her whole perspective around about how simple a technology could be in terms of your own comfort level.
Exactly. And really, you download it, and then you don't really have to do anything. Really,
That's true.
you know, you download it, and then you're walking past a house, you tap on Find Me, and then you'll find out how much that house sold for. So it's so easy, and I mean, I've got a lot of clients on it. I think
I think you're up there in the top.
yeah, I've got a ton of clients on it, and they keep coming, and I'm not inviting them, so someone else.
This is great.
Yeah.
So a lot of agents ask me, what is the return if I see value, et cetera, et cetera. And part of me wants to answer, do you also have a Peloton? And is it in the corner with dust on the seat? Or do you ride it? And is that working for you? So you use listed hourly, you said? Or,
Yeah, no, I use listed all the time because I get notifications all the time. I get notified on what, you know, the properties and the areas I'm interested in or have clients interested in. So I'll get updates on has anything new come to market, has anything sold. But with regards to using it as a marketing tool, it's a great as a marketing tool, but you've got to use it. You've got to promote it. You've got to share it with your clients, but then your clients will share it to other people.
Yes.
And you know, I've had clients who, you know, they're out for dinner and they get a notification and they're sitting beside a friend and they'll see that this house, and they'll you know, the friend will ask what app is that? Like, how did you get that? And so they, and then they share it, and then they get me. So that's why I have so many people.
See, that is so great because there's two sides here. So agents will say to me, well, I know as an agent you get 2 to 5 to 10 emails a week, buy this, get this, spend your money on this. Mm-hmm. We don't do that. We don't even send it to anyone because I know you guys get that, and no one's going to read that, and no one's going to be convinced. You get convinced, like you said, when you experience it. So I love that your clients are growing, and all you literally have to do is use the app. Like you're not. Yeah. It's not like you're making a marketing campaign. You're actually daily using it. And
it's so simple. I just send them the link to download the app.
Yeah, and
that's it.
And now you're getting these people that you didn't send the link to.
Yeah, and they're downloading it.
And they're downloading it because your clients are sharing
it.
Yeah. Yeah,
exactly.
See, this is really great. So
yeah,
I've always said the one thing Listed needs to do is retain your relationship to your current clients and attract business.
Mm-hmm. Which it does both. I think Listed does many things, to be honest. Like I think Listed keeps you informed, and literally, if that's all it did, I would still subscribe.
Okay.
But it does many other stuff, and it keeps your client relationships maintained from, you know, ever since in the last couple of years. So, and it markets you as well. So that's great too. Yeah. It does all these different things, sort of thing. So and just in one little app. So I honestly think people don't realise how much it does.
Thank you.
Because I do feel very honestly that if agents knew how good it was, they would use it without a doubt.
I had an agent the other day say to me, I don't need that because I have a relationship with my clients. As if somehow the only way they could have a client relationship is if they had this app. And I'm like, no, this is an amplifier. Like, so even though their clients might call them, which is great, like you said, if they get a notification out of the blue and they go, or you get a notification out of the blue that 2 years later there's a really interesting property that's sold and you let your client know or the app lets them know, that's a reason for that person to call you out of the blue and ask you
exactly.
about it.
You know, if they get a notification and they're excited about their notification, you're the first person they'll call. If they had just got something, they noticed it online, or they'd got an email with an update, I don't know, this is what, they wouldn't be calling you. The reason they're calling you is because they've received it from the app and they see you and they're excited.
It's
and
from
they want
you.
to, it's coming,
Because, you know, there's a few other apps, and, you know, I'm so surprised that an agent will recommend or use another app that isn't even theirs or their own brokerages. Like, literally, they're recommending a competitor's app because it's free. And I don't think they realize the value or the harm they're doing by not being the person connected there. And I just always find it astounding. Some realtors just get it, like you get the value of being there.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I guess those other people just aren't our people.
I feel as though they're just not informed, that's all. Like I feel, just feel they just, I've always been a true believer in you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
I totally feel that. And if it's free, you get what you don't pay for.
Yeah.
So,
well, I know what I want as CEO of Listed, and it's not to have any consumer get an uninformed agent who is going to get what they pay for. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm with the value side. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, this is really great. So you've addressed this. It's, I was going to ask you how it's impacted your business. But you've covered that a lot. But is there anything you want to add to how Listed has impacted your business since having it?
I think it impacts my business because it just makes my life easier. It makes my job easier. Because of the information at hand, I don't need to do as much. So I have more time for me and also just more time to spend with clients too as well. Like I can, in between appointments, if I need to find out information very quickly, I can get it. So I think if I have to say, I would say it's just probably made my life easier.
That's great.
Yeah. And
you getting the clients now that you're not even inviting that just come to the app, that's a lot easier too, because, other than using Listed, you have constant, steady business and clients who love you, but you're not out doing you're not lead generating.
Never.
You never lead generate, and you're always busy.
Yeah,
See,
I never
this is
do.
the point.
I never do. And I did. So business, a lot of business will be coming back, but I never lead generate. But if there was any lead generation, it would just be this that I was doing. But I'm not trying to do it. So it just does it itself. So
it works so seamlessly.
Yeah, but I don't personally, it does it itself, but I think you could still use it to lead generate, be out there. And so you do have the option of that, but I don't do it. I don't do it, it just comes. Yeah. But I should, because more might come.
Yeah, but I think what's beautiful that you might not even realize is you being active every day in the market. Like, I think a great realtor spends their time and attention with their clients and in the market. And I just see you doing that constantly, even in your downtime, like, because you're interested in it. So, I think that's partly what works. Yeah,
it's you're getting updates 7 days a week, 24 hours a day if you don't switch off your do not disturb. Yeah. So, because things happen all the time, and that lets you know all the time. Yeah. It's in real time, so.
Now, one of the other special things about you is that, you talked about buyers and sellers, and I think by working with both, you're always on the market on both sides and seeing it from both perspectives, but you have a specialty as well in that you've worked with many people from overseas. You have a lot of clients from overseas that are from many different countries in Europe.
Yeah.
And you will help people that are professionals who are relocating as well, so you actually cover a vast
so I do deal with a lot of relocations internationally from all over the world, and before they come to Canada they have the app.
I know, I love it.
So you'll see them all dotted all around the world, so it's perfect, because the reason I like doing that is because they have this information a few months before they arrive. So it's all well and good for me to say things go like that, houses go, but they can actually see on the app how quickly things go. Yeah. So, they put notify on, they see this fabulous house they love that comes up, and then they say 2 days later that fabulous house is leased. Yeah. So I don't have to explain that to them. You can see it they can see it for themselves, and they realise. So when they do arrive, they're ready to go. They realise how quick the market moves. They realise how expensive the market is in Toronto. And my job is kind of done before they arrive, and the app does it. So it's great.
That is so great. Actually, we had somebody who was trying to sign up from Germany, and he was having difficulty, and he reached listed support, which was great, because that is how I realized you have so many international clients. And he had basically heard that anyone coming to Toronto should call or reach Áine Maly.
Yeah. Well, interesting enough, that particular guy was, I had helped a colleague of his find a spot. So I'd helped a colleague of his, and he was moving over, and he gave the app to this guy.
Oh.
That was, So so that's how, like, again, I didn't have to sell it. He gave the app to this guy. This guy then signed up. He went unlisted, but he managed to get me, and so
okay. And I
lots of business from there too.
I love it, and I love that it came full circle, and I got involved, because whenever I hear from someone how much they love the app independently and how much they want this particular realtor, and in this case it was you, it just warms my heart, because we're really making a difference in that regard. So the other thing that when you have listed as an agent, you're giving all your clients is really access to the most information. People might think that the most information comes from the MLS, and we believe the MLS is our greatest technology. We revere it. We work with MLSs, and they need to remain the source of truth for listing data. What people don't realize is there are 550 MLSs across North America. So in your MLS, for example, it's one MLS. So when you're unlisted, you're actually getting the data from all the other MLSs across the country.
Correct. Yeah, you can look all over Canada. It's fun. You can and again, I've had that too as well. Like people here and moving to Vancouver, and they've used it in Vancouver, and which I've got referrals from because they're using my app.
Yeah.
And but they've gone to Vancouver. They moved to Vancouver, so they asked me, who do you know in Vancouver? And they may not have asked me if they hadn't realised it was on my app. Yeah. Right. They might have thought I'm solely to be in Toronto, Toronto in Ontario. So it's just another part of listed that's great.
That's actually meeting our kind of 10-year vision, is that your clients could go to Paris and be sitting on the Champs-Elysees and just find me to see, hey, what would a little pied-à-terre here be if we were going to spend 2 months of the year in Paris? And what's interesting is you're not going to get on a plane and do a deal in Paris, but for them to be enlisted with you, they know you, they're comfortable with you, they say, hey, Áine, we want to buy this little pied-à-terre, we want to at least see it, it looks amazing. And you get to say, no problem, you're connected in the expert network to agents everywhere, so they can see whatever they want, and you can just say, hey, do you want to show up at 4 o'clock? So now that's across Canada, but it will be so nice when it's everywhere. Yeah. That you can just do that. Yeah. And then we don't take a referral or any part. We're just so thrilled when you're thrilled, because you pay to be part of it, and that gets you everything. So when you're happy, we're happy, and so it really helps you grow your business too outside of your own bounds. Yeah, for sure. It's super helpful, super good. Well, I really love that you're so involved in technology, and that you were one of the first people to get listed, and that it warms my heart that anybody who just happens to go to the App Store and download listed has a chance to get you. Because that was our biggest concern, is making sure people get a great agent. Because as you know, you can't actually look at any real estate if it's not connected to you have to be linked. Or a person. Yeah, unless it's on Craigslist and it's a for sale by owner. There's always a person there, so you might as well have a good one. Yeah. But I do explain to people that when you download my app, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to choose to work with me. Yeah. That's entirely up to you. I hope you do, but it's for me, I just want to give you some information to make an informed choice on what's going on in the market or whatever, and if you have any questions. Yeah. I also love that with the app, they are free to change their contact preferences. So if you only want a text, or you only want an email, or you want all three because you don't want to miss anything, what they've chosen helps you know how they want to be connected with if you haven't explicitly said so.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they have control of what they want happening within the app. So if they don't want to be contacted, they don't need to be contacted. But they can still contact me anytime.
Yeah, I love that they could at any moment, even if they'd said don't reach out at all, every single listing, because the minute you're interested and you want to know something, they can phone you. And that actually makes your life easier, because it's like saying, hey, don't work on me till I'm ready.
Yeah.
So it's efficient too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you don't waste time.
Yeah.
But they're still looking.
Well, don't take a chance and going to the App Store just to download it. Click the link below. It'll take you right to the App Store. You'll get it, and you'll get Áine, which is great. So I think that's a really important thing to do. Have a great agent, have a tool that's got all the information. And, there's a new law coming out in January about exclusive listings or not. And, we believe all the listings should go to the MLS, but we also heard agents that it's very important to have all the listing inventory. So you've got access to all the exclusives because you're with Bosley Real Estate and they're part of the exclusive network.
Correct.
And Listed is actually, as far as I know, one of the only, maybe the only,
I think probably the only
platform that is
you have access
ready
to see stuff prior to,
yeah,
or know what's coming.
yeah, and it's for agents only for a reason, because a lot of these exclusive listings can't be open to the public because they can't be on MLS for a very valid reason. But it's important your agent knows about them.
Yeah.
So, and in January when that law comes in, it will be possible for agents to stay connected. It's funny because we had a really big challenge of how do you both follow this law, which said that realtors could not share exclusive listings outside their brokerage with other agents from other brokerage except in a direct one-to-one connection.
Right.
So this was really challenging after we just spent a year and a half developing something that brokers asked for to find that the law is changing and now we have to throw it out the window. So sometimes you excel when you have a constraint. So we pushed ourselves, and it's actually now going to be in January, so that if your clients or you have made a saved search or looked for something, and our system, I'm not going to say AI because it's so overused, it's over the top, but our intelligent systems will just allow for a direct communication between you and the person who's interested in your exclusive listing, the other agent, or if your clients or you are interested in an exclusive listing, that agent will send you a direct one-to-one communication seamlessly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's less effort and less noise. Because right now when you follow a Signal group or a WhatsApp, it's not organized, it's not searchable, and you're constantly getting notifications. So this will just be what they're interested in when they're interested in it.
Sounds great. Look forward to that part too.
Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited that people can get the app, use you, and that, that you love what you do so much. It makes it such a joy.
Yeah. It's fun. I think you've got to love what you do. Or it's lucky if you love what you do, I guess.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
You're
spending
welcome.
time with us today.
You're welcome.
And everyone, thank you so much. I'm glad you got to spend some time with Áine Maly. You cannot spend enough time with Áine Maly. Every time I see her, we have a great conversation. So download Listed below. And if you have any questions, ask Áine.